Hello everybody, this is QueenStatic and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be spelling the opera T. What does that mean? We're going to be spelling the opera T on child prodigies. Now, as you guys know, I have a favorite YouTube channel. I'm wearing their merch today. And they talk a lot about violin child prodigies. And that's good, you know. Children can play instruments. But when it comes to opera singing, and so many people hate on me for this, when it comes to children singing opera, there's a fine line between them being able to sing for the rest of their lives and them not being able to sing for the rest of their lives. And I think what a lot of people forget is that the voice is a living instrument. You know, your vocal cords live inside you. They breathe with you. They die with you. They, when you drink water, they get that moisture from the water with you. You know, whatever you do to your body, you're doing to your vocal cords as well. And I think a lot of people forget this. And our voices go through 3 changes in our lives. Once at puberty, once at around the age of 18, and again at around the age of 30. And sometimes with women it's a little different, based on pregnancy and all of that. Now, I saw this article online yesterday, and I watched this episode yesterday, and man, your girl loves her some Mozart, okay? I love me some Mozart. But a 7-year-old should not be singing Queen of the Night. It's a coloratura aria. It's actually probably one of the most annoying coloratura arias. Like I love, like I said, I love me some Mozart. Magic Flute isn't one of my favorite Mozart arias though, or Mozart arias, Mozart operas. I also there's a few like sacrilegious songs that if an opera singer watches somebody sing, you will see them go face palm. And this isn't one of them. It's not saying as much because we don't really have that much. But I'd rather hear somebody sing a Wagnerian opera, an opera by Richard Wagner or Richard Wagner, if you're American and don't understand what I'm saying. Or like a song from like La Traviata. Wow, I can't even like form words because my mouth is on them. La Traviata by Verdi. You know, we have these dramatic sopranos, and you know, we have all these different types of voice types, and it happens with the altos and the mezzos too. You know, there's different types of them, and even with tenors and basses too, it works the same way. But this get it. We have to talk about child opera singers. Okay, this girl is, I believe, called Harmony. Oh, Victory. Oh my God, she has a YouTube channel. She has a whole YouTube channel. Oh, save me, Lord. This is her singing Queen of the Night in German. Okay. Clapping. Okay. Now let's watch. Okay, let me bring up a video of an actual real life opera singer singing it. This is one of the queens of Queen of the Night, Diana Damrau. She's I believe, a German coloratura. And listen to this, okay? Ready? supposed to sound, okay? And look at Melissa McCarthy. Also, this song over in the corner that you guys see, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. Right here. Well, right here. The Nessun Dorma is also a sacrilegious song now. Like, okay, I know I shouldn't be judging a 7-year-old. Like, and I know people are gonna say you're crushing her dreams. Listen, I'm not crushing her dreams. If she wants to be an opera singer, let her be an opera singer. But teach her about vocal health and about how singing a coloratura aria at the age of 7 is not appropriate. Like I said, most opera. Okay, go look up the average age of an opera singer. Okay, let's see if we can find this on Google real quick. Average age of an opera singer. 40. The average opera singer reaches his or her prime around the age of 40. Even with microphones, these young performers are risking the health of their voices by performing such demanding pieces. It takes at least 20 years for the larynx, vocal folds, and adjoining support structures to finish maturing. 20 years, guys, okay? This is actually premature prima donnas. Oh my god. There are physiological limits to the prepubescent voice which prevent young singers from fully mastering the art form. And it's true. When I hear a lot of the young opera singers sing, you can hear the vocal strain go on, and I can hear it in her voice. I don't know if you guys can. I besides her being flat, I can hear, and she might not be quite flat yet, but she gets desperately flat. But you can hear the strain in her voice. This is a coloratura aria. This is not something a 7-year-old should be singing, and this is a problem we have with young opera prodigies. I don't care. I don't care how young they are. I don't care how good they sound. They are risking the lives of their voice, and they are risking their vocal health. And I'm getting salty. I really am, because this is important. I want to see kids succeed. I want to see these children become opera singers. I want to see these children have great careers, you know. And go look at, or go do some research on what's happened to people that have had careers as young opera singers. This is her. She sang at Carnegie Hall. Okay. A 7-year-old should not be singing at Carnegie Hall. Maybe if they're in like the chorus of an opera where like it requires kids and it's written for kids in that particular portion of the opera. I was going to show you guys some examples of sheet music, okay? But I'm going to talk about it instead. When we're in elementary school and you're in chorus, you usually have 1, maybe 2-part harmony. Hold up. That might be an important phone call that I have to take, yes. Back to it. Okay. So, but if you look at like elementary based scores, it's either 1 or 2-part harmony for the girls and the boys. And it's typically in treble clef because a child's voice is higher. It's going to naturally be higher. I mean, not all the time, but typically when you hear a kid talk, their voice is higher. And as they get older, it could either go deeper, stay the same, or go even higher, you know. My one of my best friends since kindergarten has always had a naturally like high pitch to like the end of her sentences and stuff like that, and when she says things, she's always had that. You know, it's gotten a little bit subdued over the years. It used to be a lot more high pitched when we were younger, but it's definitely still there. But if she had sang opera when she was younger compared to now, her voice would be completely wrecked. Okay. And as you get through the years of school, like middle school, we'll usually have a 3-part harmony with sopranos, altos, and then the boys. And you'll notice that the tenor and bass lines aren't that low yet or aren't that high. Then you get into high school, and you'll notice that the arrangements are still fairly easy. Not necessarily super high. Maybe for some of the sopranos it is, but it's not demanding, it's not taxing, And then you get into college level, and college level is when your voices obviously really start to solidify. So the compositions become harder, and the melodies and the harmonies and everything, they begin to blend together better in college. At university level, if you're not from the States, we use college for everything basically. But university level or conservatory level. Conservatory level, though, you're shit, okay? Let me tell you. I don't mean bad shit, I mean good shit. Like, you the bomb, okay? I I give props to conservatory people. Um, but a 7-year-old singing Queen of the Night. Let me go on before I. People are standing and clapping. If I got out there on stage and I sang Queen of the Night in exactly the same way she's singing it, I would be booed off stage. If I was in front of Simon Cowell, he would have given me the X by now because he hates this song, but that's a whole different story. He hates classical music in general. But let's keep going. So you Can you guys hear that pressure in her vocal cords? Anyway, where were we? It's been a little bit. Yeah. Oh right, we were reviewing this young woman, this young girl. Do people not realize, A, that they pan away when she breathes? Breath is an important part of opera singing. And a lot of this is her being unhealthy with her singing. And if you guys notice, there's only 1 dislike and 140 likes. And look at the audience here as well. You can clearly tell that this audience is A, probably a paid audience, and B, that they don't know much about classical music. Oh, I so fear for this girl's voice. And like I said, it's not because, I want to see her fail and, I don't want to crush her dreams or anything like that. That's not what this is about. This is about being healthy and maintaining and taking care of the human voice because it's important. Even if you're not singing, it's still important to take care of the human voice in other ways than the singing ways. But in this case, this is for singing. Okay, I just want to talk about something else too. Before she actually performed, they do this with everybody that's on this TV show. They talk about like how they got into liking or doing what they do. Sometimes there's kids that play piano, sometimes there's kids that know all the capitals of different countries. The capital of Iceland is Reykjavik. I probably said that wrong, but I know that. And like they have like silly little things like that, and they asked her if she could what languages she could sing in, and she goes, I can sing in 5 different languages. I can sing in French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Latin. So they asked them to give her an example of singing opera in another language. And she stands up and sings Think of Me from Phantom of the Opera in several different languages. Let me see if I can find it. Big shots victory enter. It says she can speak 6 languages and gives a commanding performance singing Mozart's Queen of the Night with original German lyrics. Now, yep, so there's this girl that sings opera. I mean, you can just look at this and see. This one is Little Big Shots Australia. Victory Brinker. Little Big Shots UK. Singing opera. That's cool. I didn't see that one before. But I'm amazed. All these... Marcia Lowers? 8-year-old soprano singer. It looks like it says Shania. I don't want to open a new window. This is Little Big Shots UK. Then we have this girl. We're gonna just take a peek at some of these other girls. Oh, that's a crash course. We want to see the performance. I can't find her interview. Okay, but we're gonna finish. Well, we finished with this girl, but essentially, let me put my my mic back up here so you guys can hear me a little bit better. Anyway, so essentially, the whole wow, my dad distracted me giving me that phone call. Yeah, so during her interview, she said she could sing in 5 languages. She didn't say she could speak 5 languages. She said she could sing in 5 languages. And every opera singer can sing in about 5 languages. We study a whole different alphabet to learn how to pronounce some of these languages. And it's like, it's kind of insulting in a way to think about it, you know, because we're glorifying these kids that have these careers. They literally have careers as opera singers. And we're like, we're essentially going, yeah! Like, these people are giving her a ovation. A standing frickin' ovation. Oh my god, I can't. Let's. See, she's okay. She's not as flat as the other girl, but I think that the other girl also had the disadvantage of singing Queen of the Night. But this song, can we spill the opera tea as well about sacrilegious songs or songs that people think are these amazing and brilliant songs, but when other opera singers or musicians hear them, they're like, oh my god, I'm so sick of this. I'm gonna make a video about that. Not today, but I'm gonna make a video about that. I hate this song so much. This is so painful. You can hear, I imagine that the untrained ear could hear it as well. At the end of her phrases, usually you tend to fade out, or however the music usually tells you to, or however you're displaying that emotion in that piece. And she's dying out, but she's dying out because she's running out of breath. And that's the one thing that I noticed with all these kids, is that they breathe from their chest. When you're singing opera, I think I said this earlier in the video, I forgot what my first half of this, but when you sing opera, you need to sing from the lowest, or breathe from the lowest part of your body. And I know how silly that sounds, but my voice teacher always had me think of breathing from my hips. But you literally have to breathe from the lowest part of your body. And when you don't do that, you tend to lose intonation, you tend to lose a lot of your other technique, and you especially can't make it through phrases like this. This isn't that hard of a song to sing, honestly. I could sing it easy, but I don't want to because I don't like this song. I just want to hear the other opera singer singing. Well, if she's not when she breathed, the blonde-haired lady, her breath, the way she breathed, it still kind of showed in her shoulders, but it wasn't like a complete, I can't even like pretend to do it. There we go. But when you breathe in opera, you're not supposed to breathe through your nose either. You're supposed to go and then engage the I am not warmed up, and my allergies are not on point. I was gonna do like a siren, and then I decided not to as well, so it was like she doesn't open her mouth. Oh my god. Okay. TV talent show sings it.
Se ora stassi qui, non sarei come vo, mi vo.
She didn't sing it, unless this is the recit. I've never heard the recit before it, so.
Me n'andrò, ma già lo so.
Her breathing too. Her tone is really pretty. I really like her tone. She really has great potential in the opera world, but her breathing is bothering me. Watch her shoulders.
You
see how her shoulders went? Yeah, no, that's the number one turn off for an opera singer, is watching the shoulders raise on a singer.
Oh my.
It's not even opera! It's not even opera. It's I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, sang in what I believe is Italian or Latin, one of the two.
Io spero che tu
gotta talk about this a little bit. When she went to the higher part, she ran out of breath and she didn't have the support that she needed to be able to solidly hit those notes. And she's at 12, so she could be at that stage where her voice is changing for the first time. And it could either, like I said, go lower or higher. And okay, once you hit puberty, that's like the initial change in your voice. And that's mainly what your voice is going to be um, growing up for the rest of the time. But your voice does change two other times, so it could change again drastically before 18, which is why I don't I don't condone singing young, but I would never tell anybody to stop singing. But yeah, like I like her tone, and she's also pushing out the low notes. She's still in her head voice when she's going to the low notes into the chest voice as we call it. And you can't go you have to go uh 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 You can't force out the low notes. If they're not gonna come out, they're not gonna come out. Don't force them out.
La felicità sarà la mia e lontano da me ancora amerai.
She breathed in the middle of a phrase.
Amore sei tu, l'amore sei tu, l'amore sei
That sounds like a pop singer's whistle tone. But pop singers are also usually not classically trained either. That's why they typically don't sing their whistle notes live on stage. But that doesn't sound all that high. Right? About that, maybe? I don't know. I probably just blew out the mic. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to see how the audience reacts.
L'amore.
Like, I understand why we do it. I understand that we do it to support kids. But, like I said, we also need to educate the kids about it. We need to teach the kids about what opera music is and the difficulty of it, and how we're only looking out for them and we don't want their voices to um be strained or them to lose their voices. Especially this girl. Like, this girl does have the potential. I mean, they all potentially have the potential to be great someday, but just rein it back a little bit. um it's great that they want to sing opera, but start with like the easy songs. Don't go to something big. I feel like this one was a little bit better to showcase how not to go in big. Because she was talking about Puccini, this lady that's on screen now, and I thought that this girl was gonna sing "O mio bambino caro." That's an aria, okay? If it's an actual aria from like Mozart or Puccini or Verdi, especially Verdi, or Wagner, especially Wagner too. There takes a special soprano to sing Wagner. Don't believe me? Go search it. See how many sopranos have sang in operas like Die Valkyrie and things like that. Go look it up. It's not very many. But yeah, it's just something that bothers me. And the new season of America's Got Talent for us, I believe, is starting next month, either this month or next month. I just saw an advertisement for it yesterday, last night, during Little Big Shots, I believe it was. And I'm not looking forward to it because I know that they're probably going to have a child opera singer on it. I mean, there's been an opera singer on America's Got, well, there's been an adult opera singer on The Voice and on American Idol this year. And the one on The Voice made it through to the next round. I don't know if she made it through to the third round. But the girl on American Idol didn't. And she sang Glitter and Be Gay. I gotta breathe. I gotta stop. These are kids, Kristen. What are you doing? Mind you, like I said, I don't hate the kids. I want to see the kids succeed. If my 3-year-old niece came up to me and said, "Aunt Kristen, I want to sing opera like you," I would be like, "Okay, well, let's start by educating you and teaching you what you need to know about technique, and we will show you how to modify your technique as you get older. And if your voice changes, we can modify your technique if your voice changes as well." This is what we should be teaching our kids, not yeah when they're singing flat and when they're doing things to hamper their ability to grow as musicians and grow as people and grow into themselves, essentially. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to edit this video and be like, this sucks. I don't want to upload it. Or I'm going to be like, this is too mean. I'm probably going to send it to my friend first and be like, do you think this is too mean? But she doesn't really like kids. So she'd probably say no. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my uploads, and remember to share a smile today. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye. Oh yeah, and please don't be rude in the comments section. I know that this comes off as like very mean and aggressive and upfront, but it's a really big issue that I know a lot of aspiring or professional opera singers do have. Is just that don't appreciate children singing opera because of the fact that it can damage their voice and damage the potential to be big someday. Just go look at people that have had careers as young opera singers. Go look at their careers now. Go listen to their voices now. Um, I could do a whole video on that as well. Some child opera stars that have grown up and what's happened to their voices. If that's something you guys want me to do, let me know. I also want to cover people singing opera on, like, adults singing opera on mainstream talent shows. But this is just something, this was Little Big Shots, but there's more TV shows, like America's Got Talent, which is actually showcased here. In this article. But yeah, this is from 2016, but it's still relevant to this day. But yeah, all right. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.